All right, let's get into the content. Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how to stay positive no matter what. Here's what's crazy about positivity. People that are negative think that people that are positive, they think they're different. They think it's like God somehow made them different. They think that somehow that their life is just amazing. And then you hear that a lot from negative people. Well, under my circumstances, if you were dealing with what I was dealing with, you wouldn't be so fired up. Let me tell you something. When I get out there and I talk to people, some of the people with the biggest smiles on their faces and bringing the most positive energy are dealing with the most stuff. You know, I'm telling you, I was thinking about my friend Sabrina Floyd, all the positive energy she brought to the Dallas meeting. Just know she's got stuff going on. She's got stuff that she's fighting through and staying positive. I think about Mercedes down there in Florida, just positive, positive, positive. If you don't think she's dealing with stuff, you're crazy. So here's what I want to talk about today: how to be positive no matter what. And I know this, you can be positive in the most dire circumstances. I know this too, you can be negative in the best of circumstances. You ever seen someone that you just like, they got it made, and why are they so negative? Why are they so nasty? Why are they just so right? Here's what I'm gonna talk about: how you and I stay positive no matter what. Here's why that's vital. I just want to draw one thing for you before we get into the 7 points I've got for you. Let me draw something for you. So if you think about it like this, right? We are all moving forward in the business, right? We're moving this way. Anytime we allow an event, so here's the event, right? Here's the event. Anytime we allow it to get us negative, here's the problem with that. We've got to get back to positive, for one, before we can be productive again. Here's the other big problem. This is all lost life. I could say lost money, because it is lost money too. You will not find a negative person making a lot of money. It's funny, the people that complain about their results the most in life are the most negative people. It's like, so this is lost life, this is lost money, this is lost emotion, this is lost opportunity. All of this is lost. When we get down here, you cannot ever recapture that. You can't recapture it. You can't go back and pick it up. You don't get a do-over. Why? Because time has passed by. So this is gone. That's gone, gone, gone. You can't get that part of your day back. You can't get that part of your life back. You can't get that part of your emotional energy back. You can't get any of that back. You can't. It's gone. Forget about it. It's gone. That's why it's so important to have a plan. So when this happens, we don't do that. We keep going forward. We don't let it pull us down, because that's going to be life that we're just going to waste. We're just going to waste it. Just waste it. And here's the thing I know for a fact, if you talk to anybody that is dealing with death right now, anybody that's looking at end of life right now, none of them are saying, God, if I just would have been more pissed off in life, I hate that I can't go back and be more pissed off. Nobody's saying that, right? Why? Because anytime we're negative, it's life lost. It's life gone. Forget about it. Can't get it back. It is gone, and it is wasted. Wasted time, wasted energy, wasted emotion, wasted life. Why am I hitting it that hard? Because I need you and me to remember that when the next thing happens. Because here's what I know. It's going to happen. Something negative is going to happen to you, right? Brandon Beal had something negative happen to him on Saturday. And guess what? It's coming to all of us. Does that make sense? So that's why I want to talk about this today, because I don't want you to waste any more life, and I don't want me to waste any more life either, right? Everybody says, I heard you talking to me on the call today. I know you're talking to me. I was like, brother, I was talking to me too, right? The number one thing I do is remind, right? Nothing I'm going to talk about today is earth-shattering. What it is reminding you and I that we cannot waste our lives letting the world's events just shove us around, push us around. See, positive, productive people, they attack their day. People that are negative, people that are not productive, they let the day happen to them. It's two very different postures in life. Productive, powerful, positive people, they attack their day. Low productive, crybabies, negative gripers, gossipers, all them folks, right? They all let the day happen to them, That's why, by the way, that's why they all end up around the rumor mill. That's a gathering for people that don't got anything to do. Andy said to me one time, I was like, man, one thing I respect about you is you're never around the rumor mill. And I was like, because I got crap to do. He's like, that's a good point. Yeah. They let life happen to them. I said, did you hear about so-and-so? Oh my God. Right? Gossip, negative, complain, gripey, crybaby. Oh, that's all. They let life happen to them. And the thing is, they're over here thinking we're all just, they like to think you and I are what they like call lucky or fortunate, right? Oh, it's just, they don't have stuff happen to them like we do. I'm telling you, it's just two postures towards life is all it is. Now, have I ever slipped into this posture of life? Yep. Have you ever slipped into this posture in life? Yep. What do we got to do? Stay over here in this posture towards life. That's what all 7 things I'm going to share with you over the next few minutes. That's what they're geared towards, keeping us in this camp. We don't want to be here. This is the Ain't It Awful Club. This is the Ain't It Awful Club. I can't believe. And what? That's so unfair. Right? We don't want to be over there. That's wasted life. Life wasted. All right. There's a great Pearl Jam song called Life Wasted. Gets me fired up when I think about it. Over here, positive, attacking the day. So how do we do that? Let me get to my notes. Number 1, start the day right. People in this camp, they start their day different than people in this camp. People in this camp get up later than people in this camp. People in this camp get up earlier. People in this camp, they just kind of slough. People in this camp get up, they've got a mission, they've got a plan, and they're getting after it. So start your day like one of the positive, productive, positive, powerful people. Start your day like that. Start it earlier. Start it with 2 massive things. And have you forgotten to do this? Yep. Have I forgotten to do this? Yep. Where did that land us? Might have landed us in this camp for a little bit till we got our mind right. As I say, when your head's up your butt, 4 out of your 5 senses don't work, and the only one that does work you don't want to use, right? That's this camp over here. We don't want to be over there. So we start the day right. We started earlier than these guys, and we started with 2 things they don't do. We started with gratitude. Gratitude exercise every morning will put you in a positive posture towards the day. What are you grateful for? I did my gratitude this morning. And I'm telling you what, it's so, like, I'm preparing the content. I was like, by God, I guess I got to do all this stuff. Right? I'm like, man, it changes the context of the day. It changes the flow of things of the day. Right? Changes the flow of things. All right. Gratitude, and then putting something positive in your head. You've got to read something positive 15 minutes, some sort of self-development, something that will put you on the right path that day. Here's the problem. How you start the day is your starting point. And you say, well, duh. These people over here, they don't think like that. They don't look at it as how you start the day is vital to the success of that day. They don't understand us over here in this camp. They're just going to let the day happen to them. I'm going to start my day, and you're going to start your day earlier than these jokers. And we're going to start it with gratitude exercises, and we're going to start it with reading something positive every day. My challenge is this. Text me. If you don't have my cell phone number, it's one of the easiest numbers to get. Text me tomorrow morning what you're grateful for. I would love to see that. Let's you and me work together. It's like, well, what if everybody doesn't do that, Stephen? I don't care. If someone's in this camp, I'm not that concerned. Does that make sense? I want you and me. People say, why do you always just talk to you and me? Because you and me are the only ones that I can talk to. Right? Well, who's the you? The you's you. Yeah, you. Me and you. Text me tomorrow morning. I did my gratitude exercise today. Here's what I thought of. Here's how I feel. Text it to me. I don't care if you've been with me 15, 20 years like some of you guys have. Text it to me. I want to hear it. I want to see it. All right, so start the day right. Number 1, it's the starting point of the day. You have to treat the start of the day like it is mission critical. Does that make sense? Mission critical. Starting the day also starts the night before. You're prepped. Everything's ready to rock. You've got your plan for the next day. So your starting point is going to be better. All right. Number 2, treat yourself like a winner. These folks over here, they don't treat themselves like winners. These folks over here, they dress sloppy. They slide through their day. They don't treat themselves like winners. What do people over here do? They treat themselves like winners. I was thinking about my buddies, Mercedes and Mimi. We were on a Zoom call this morning. Mercedes jumps on. You can tell she treats herself like a winner. Mimi treats herself like a winner. It's a different posture towards life than these folks. Treating yourself like a winner means you get up. It means you don't just slough through your day. You've got a plan. You treat yourself like a winner should be treated. Sharp, not sloppy, prepared, focused, ready. Treating yourself like a winner is also about inner dialogue. How do you talk to yourself? This crew over here doesn't talk to themselves. And you say, don't crazy people talk to yourself? Yeah, these people are crazy productive, crazy happy, crazy wealthy, crazy everything, crazy good. They talk to themselves. This crew over here, they just repeat junk in their head, garbage in their head that other people have told them about themselves. They think they're thinking to themselves. What they're doing is listening to the negative ex-spouse, or God forbid, the negative current spouse. They're listening to the negative parent, the negative teacher, the negative boss they had, and the trash that they just recycle that trash. Over here, we talk to ourselves like winners. You and I, we talk to ourselves like winners. How do winners talk to themselves? We hold ourselves to a higher standard, and we speak well of ourselves to ourselves. We speak well of our future. We speak well of those around us. It's just a different posture. That's how winners treat themselves. If you look at like the NFL football camps, the stars, the people that make massive impact, they have a way different inner dialogue than everybody else. So what is your inner dialogue? Take control of that inner dialogue. I'm just telling you, treat yourself like a winner. A winner would get up early. A winner would dress right. A winner would be focused and on point when they're ready to be. A winner would speak well of themselves. I'm just telling you, think about that. How am I treating myself? Am I treating myself like a winner? It's going to make you more positive. Number 3, drop the energy vampires in your life. Energy vampires. You know who they are. I know who they are. Who are the energy vampires in your life? Here's the crazy thing about energy vampire. When you allow an energy vampire to get a hold of you, here's the problem. You're very rarely going to react towards them, but what you're going to do is carry that venom and give it to someone else. I was explaining this to one of my buddies last week. I was like, if you don't heal the wounds that energy vampire is giving you, you're going to bleed on someone that didn't cut you. You're going to give someone else a beating that don't deserve it. That's what happens. So who are the energy vampires in your life? It's not hard to figure out. Make a list of the people you spend the most time with. Make a list of the people that you spend the most time with, whether it's on the phone, whether it's messaging or in person. Put a minus by the ones that make you feel less than. Put a plus by the ones that make you feel more than. It's not complicated to figure out who the energy vampires there are in your life. Energy vampires can also be situations. A negative situation comes up. How much positive energy are you going to let it suck from you? Right? The airline screws up. You're going to let that ruin your whole weekend. So you're pissed off all weekend. You're frustrated, angry all weekend. Why would you let that steal that from you? Steal that life from you? People will let even smaller things, right? This crew over here, they'll get cut off in traffic and spend the rest of the day angry. And they don't even know why they got cut off in traffic. Although they think they're certain they know why. That person, I tell you what that person did. I tell you, they did. It's like, maybe he spilled coffee on his lap. Maybe they're driving to a funeral and they're just a little bit not right. You don't know, but they think they do. So they're like, I don't know. Why would you take your positive energy, your life, and let someone else control? Why would you make yourself a slave to someone else's negativity? The energy vampires, whether they're people or situations, it's up to you and me to decide how much positivity, how much of our life we're going to let them take. And you say, well, I get this sometimes, but it's my mama. I got it. If your mama is sucking the positive energy out of you and filling you with negativity and doubt and self-loathing and whatever, let me tell you something. Misplaced kindness is a cruelty. The longer you let that person do that, the longer you're telling them it's okay to behave like that, right? Because if there are no consequences, then there is no change in behavior necessary. So it's up to you. It's up to me. Are we going to let energy vampires, whether they're people or situations, suck the positivity just right out of us and put us down in that gully? Or are we going to take charge of the narrative and go, no, sir. I don't work for you. You can't take my positivity from me. You can't take my time, my life, my energy, emotion. You're not going to make me negative. If you want to talk to me, you better bring positivity. If you want to talk to me, you better not make me feel less than. Just know this conversation is going to be about 5 seconds long if you act like you've been acting. I don't know. You can say any of that stuff to him if you want. Or you say nothing. It's up to you. Number 4, throughout your day, people that stay positive. I'm telling you this, I do. When I do these things right, I am way in this camp all day and I am way more productive. Count your wins throughout the day. Every time you have a win, take a quick second, type it in the notes in your phone. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But throughout the day, as you have those wins, type them in your phone. This goes right back to point number 1. When you start your day early, that's a win. When you start your day with a gratitude exercise, that's a win. I already got 2 wins and the day's barely started. Then we read like we're supposed to. We got 3 wins and we ain't even started working yet. Let's go. Those are all wins. Count the wins. Here's what I know. When I am most in this camp, I am blissfully, and I mean blissfully, unaware of how many losses I've had that day. Think about a great quarterback, right? What can a great quarterback do? Throw a boneheaded interception and immediately forget about it. The guys that don't make it are the ones that hang on to the interception and then they start getting into quicksand. They start stacking up. They start stacking up the lot. The top guys forget it immediately. Next play. Same thing with great pitchers in baseball. Same thing. Just gave up a home run, immediately forget it. Here's what I call it. I call it proactive emotional attention deficit disorder. That's where I choose to have a very short emotional memory about losses. And you say, well, but you're not, these people are like, but you're not dealing in reality. Yeah. Hey, here's what I know. Reality is negotiable. I'm trying to negotiate a better reality. I want your reality, dude. You can have your reality. You can talk about all the unfair and all the losses. You talk about, I'm going to be over here and I'm just going to think about the wins through the day. And I'm going to keep making notes of them in my phone and I'm going to stack them up. Stacks on stacks on stacks. Over here, wins. Throughout the day, take a second. You had a win. I gave you 3 easy wins to start the day off. My man, Andy Riddle, talks about this constantly. Early wins lead to constant wins. All right. Number 5. Plan on discouragement. One of the reasons this camp over here thinks that life is so unfair and they're the only ones that deal with this stuff is they have no plan for discouragement. This next turn of phrase is going to be a little confusing, but stay with me. Overly optimistic people end up negative. I'm going to say it again. Overly optimistic people end up negative. Here's what overly optimistic is. I'm going to become a millionaire, just like all the millionaires in the Alliance. I'm going to build a massive business. I'm going to go board member. I'm going to go partner, and everything's going to go great. Everything's going to go my way. That's overly optimistic. Here's the problem. It's not reality. You are going to have negative stuff happen. You're going to have discouraging things happen. You're going to have people quit on you. You're going to have people take advantage of you. You're going to have clients no show. You're going to have policies cancel. I thought we were being positive over here. Here's what it is. The people over here know that negativity is coming. They know that discouraging events will happen. And so they have a plan. What's your plan for when the negativity hits? What's your plan for when the discouragement hits? What's your plan for when the potentially frustrating situation arises? What's your plan? I know my plan is pretty simple. I've got media and I've got people. I teach this when I teach sales. In fact, go on the Alliance's YouTube page. You can watch the whole hour-long sales training I did at the Dallas National Convention year before last, I think. No, it was first this year. Yeah, it was this year, Dallas. The 2023 National Convention on the Alliance's YouTube page. You'll see the hour-long sales training I did. One of the things I talk about in there is having a rebound song, a song that will immediately center you again. And you're like, I'm back, baby. I'm back. Have a plan. What positive media would, in case of emergency, press play. Some sort of media that will get your mind right, get you back positive, and get moving forward, right? So you think about that dip. There might be we talk about the big dip, right? It may just be a little dip, but then they get back and you lose just this much instead of this much life. What's your plan? Who are the people? What's the media that you've got already stacked up in your head as a plan? I'm going to do this when the discouraging thing happens, when the frustrating thing happens. I'm going to do this. All right. Number 6, practice perspective altering. Your perspective is so key to you staying positive. My perspective is so key to you staying positive. And you and I know this. Why? We've talked to someone before that just their perspective, you're just like, bro, this is not the end of the world. Good Lord, man. Come on, rub some dirt in it. Let's go. You know, you're still holding on to something that happened. My man Alex Avian, he'll tell you that when his perspective changed, that's when his base shop blew up. I can send you, if you want the numbers, I'll send you the numbers. His base shop over the course of this year, I mean, it's 300 or 400% up. He's getting new people started like crazy. Why? His perspective altered. Guess what? He doesn't think it's hard to get new people started. Over here, I'm just frustrated, man. I can't get any new people started. It's so hard. Alex Avian is not having that same issue. Same company, same country, same marketplace. Perspective altering. Here's the thing. I'm going to give you 3 things on perspective altering. Big picture. In the big picture, is it a big deal? Most of the stuff we lose our mind over is not a big deal in the big picture. It just seems big because we're right up on it. The further we get away from it in the timeline of our life, the smaller it becomes. Right now seems massive. Next week, not a big deal. Next month, 6 months, year, I can't remember what I was upset about. So if we know that to be true, and that is true, because that is a rule of time and space, just like gravity. You're going to move along the timeline. If it's going to get smaller, the further away you get on the timeline, if we know that, then why are we acting like it's this big a deal? We just need a little time to get away from it and it'll get smaller. That's going to happen. Why? Because time and space, physics. You can't argue with it. It's going to get smaller the further away you get. So if it's going to get smaller, let it be small now. Here's the other thing. Have you ever said this? We'll laugh about this later. Okay, we'll laugh now. Same thing. This is terrible. That's pretty funny now that I think about it. This is going to happen. It's a rule of time and space. So if it's going to get smaller or funnier, why let it steal any life from you today? Make sense? That's perspective altering. Here's the thing. Not that we have to deny our feelings. What we need to do, just delay our feelings. Let a little more time go by. It'll get smaller, get smaller, get smaller, or it'll get funnier, one or the other. So go to this point in the timeline, look back at it and go, I can't believe I was about to send this crybaby text to someone. Come on, Stephen. Come on. What do winners do, Stephen? Talk yourself like a winner. Like that, you know what I'm saying? That's perspective altering. Last thing, and this just goes back to the stacking up wins. Take control of the narrative. One of the biggest differences between people in this camp and people in this camp is the stories they tell themselves about the day that was. One of the biggest differences is they control the narrative. They let the narrative control them. That's why they'll tell you how unfair, how they can't believe, how they know for a fact. They know for a fact this person did that on purpose to try and ruin they know that that's the narrative controlling them. Controlling the narrative is what I know my buddy Beal did on Saturday, right? He controlled the narrative, so it didn't steal that much life from him. What had happened? I know my buddy Sabrina. She does the same thing. That's why she can be so positive and powerful at a meeting in Dallas while she's juggling 8 million things. She controls the narrative. So what story will you tell yourself at the end of the day today? What story will you tell yourself? What will that story be? Tell the story of a winner. Can you see why it's important to stack your wins up throughout the day to keep track of them? Then you can look at your notes and go, let me tell you about today. Tell the story of a winner. Take control of the narrative. Once you tell the story of the winner, take that feeling, take that story, wrap it in gratitude, get ready for tomorrow. Guys, I know this stuff will help you. It helps me. When I pull this stuff up, just when I put this content together, it's from thousands of books I've read. It's from God knows how many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I've spent on going to seminars. This stuff is the stuff that will help you win. You and I, we can't control the rest of the world, but we can control us. You and me, we can control ourselves. You and I can be positive no matter what happens. Guys, please take this stuff, put it into use. Let's go out. Let's kill this thing. Holly and I love you. We want you to win more than you can possibly imagine. We want this back half of the year. We are getting very close to the back third of the year. We want it to be the most positive, productive, powerful time of your life so that we set up 2024 for a massive, massive, massive legacy changing year for you. Guys, Holly and I love you. Let's get out and let's get it.